All right, now we're going to start chapter 7, and chapter 7 is the measurement. So we've got to know our measurements, and this is going to be on a table that will usually be given to you. And so we're going to use dimensional analysis to kind of set this up. So we want the measurement that we're given. We're always going to start with what we're given, and we are going to multiply by unit fraction. And so we always put what we are given in the bottom and what we want in the top. And as you refer back to your conversion charts, you should see that 1 yard is equal to 0.9. And then we can cross off our units, and we will take 8.8 times 0.9, and that's going to give us 7.92, and it looks like they just round it to 1 decimal place, so they make it 7.9, okay? Now we're going from pounds, so we have 7 pounds to grams, and the only conversion that I have is I have pounds to kilograms, okay? So I know that from my conversion chart that 1 pound is equal to 0.45 kilograms. So that allows me to cross off that. 7 times 0.45 gives me 3.15 kilograms, but they want grams. So now we have to think of King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And so we're starting at kilograms, and we are going to the base of grams. 1, 2, 3. So I am going to move that 3 places, which becomes this. Now they must have used a different conversion because they got 3,136. So as long as you show me your work and what conversion you use, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So just know that their answer on the answer sheet is a little bit different than mine. Now the next one says 18 kilometers to miles. So we have 18 kilometers, and we are going to multiply by kilometers down here and miles here. And this one, the conversion table says that 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Then we can cross off our kilometers, and we will take 18 and divide it by 1.6, which comes out to be 11.25 miles. Okay. Now, if we, in the same sense, we have 4 kilometers and we want to know how many miles that is, we're going to use the same setup. 4 kilometers, kilometers on the bottom, miles on the top, and we know that 1 mile is 1.6. So if I take 4 and divide it by 1.6, I am going to get 2.5 miles. Okay. Now, when we use formulas, the formula for this rectangular building is 8. It says 3 people build a rectangular building, 8 meters wide, 7 meters long, 6 meters long, and 7 meters high. We want to know how many cubic meters, so they're looking for volume, and volume is length times width times height. So the volume in cubic meters is 8 meters times 6 meters times 7 meters. And so when I take 8 times 6 times 7, I am going to get 336 meters cubed. Okay. Now, as I go through, it says that it's $4.50 per meter cubed, and we want to know how much it will cost to fill this aquarium. Okay. So we have to know, I'm probably going to use decimals, and since they're all in the same units, we've got meters, I can take and figure out the volume. And so 4 meters times 5.5 meters, because that's 5.5, times 3.5 meters. Oops. And that gives me 4 times 5.5 times 3.5 gives me 77 meters cubed. And then each cubic meter is worth, or is going to cost, $4.50. So if I take that and multiply by the $4.50, that's going to give me the cost of $346.50. Now, if we're going from metric to metric unit, you want to think of King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And then don't forget, if we have metric tons, we have to go 3 units to get to that T in this first example. So when we are going from kilograms, here's kilograms, 1, 2, 3 to the left. So we will have 2 zeros followed by 6 metric tons, okay? If we're going from meters, which is the base, to centimeters, we are going 2 places to the right. So that would be 239 centimeters. When we are going from decameters, remember DA is before the base. We're going from decameters to meters. That's 1 place to the right. So that becomes 170.2. And when we're going from liters, the base, to milliliters, that's 3 places to the right. So that becomes 550 milliliters. And then when we're going from milligrams to grams, that is 3 places to the left. So that becomes 0.162. And then when we're going from milligrams all the way to the far right, all the way to the left, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 places to the left. So that means I have 3 zeros followed by 947. Now the temperature formula you guys have to remember is that the Fahrenheit temperature is 1.8 times Celsius plus 32. So when I'm given Fahrenheit, I am going to use, when I'm given Celsius, I am going to use that formula. When I'm given Fahrenheit, I'm going to take Fahrenheit minus 32 and then divide it by 1.8. So this first one, I'm going to use this formula, and that says 79 minus 32, which I have to hit equals or put that in parentheses, and then divide it by 1.8. So that gives me 47 divided by 1.8. And we would just round it to 1 decimal place. And so this is number 81, which would be 26.1 degrees Celsius. When I'm given Celsius, I'm going to use this one. So 1.8 times negative 30, and then add 32. And so when I do that, I get negative 22. Okay, so that finishes up chapter 7 all the way through number 82.